I, I wish I could say I'm surprised, but we saw this coming before it even came out. It's just those evil, misogynistic, white supremacists who just don't like different colored people, and they hate whammons, and it's all just a bunch of incels complaining. Uh huh. Yeah. Keep keep using that excuse. Great way to drive away your potential viewers. So, I like the title. It says fans. No fan is fucking depressed that it's going. No one is sad that it's canceled. Fans cast devastated by Netflix canceling Cowboy Bebop after one season. So all those fears that we had of having to see Ed, oh, they're not going to happen. I mean, it's a shame we don't get to see Ein anymore, but I mean, the whole thing was a fucking waste. Uh, they took some of the coolest characters, and many people claim that the anime is a masterpiece. I was just watching Az from Heel versus Babyface. He's saying it's a masterpiece. Plenty of people think that the anime is a fucking masterpiece, and it's one of those that you can go back and watch decades later, and it's just as amazing as the first time you saw it. Fuck, I've been watching it on Netflix, and it holds up. It is an amazing anime. If you haven't watched it, like I said, it's on Netflix right now. I don't know if it's on any other streaming site, but it's on Netflix. So if you have the time, it's not very long of a show. I recommend watching it. People are pissed off that they took some of the most beloved characters in anime and just, oh, we're respecting character. No, you're not. They changed everything about Faye. Faye's not even the same fucking character. Jet, I mean, I understand his last name is Black, but guess what? In the anime, he's not black. Uh, Ein is now a fucking robot or some shit. I mean, they made Vicious one of the coolest fucking badasses in anime. Someone who's supposed to be like Spike's shadow. I've said, Spike and Vicious, they're basically the Cloud and Sephiroth. That's how they are to each other. And they turned Vicious into a fucking whiny bitch. And of course Julia, who she's the big bad, really. She's the one who shoots Spike and he sends him out the window, and now she's captured Vicious, and now Vicious is a little bitch again. And she's the big bad, the runner, the one who runs the syndicate. They just so many Gren. It's just, they say it's a passion project and that people working on it loved the series, but they didn't. Like I said, look at some of the villains. One of the best villains, apart from Vicious. One of the best villains they completely fucking ruined. Like I said, you know which one I'm talking about. I just watched the episode not too long ago. Just not too long ago. Mad Piero, one of the craziest fucking villains in Cowboy Bebop, one of the coolest and most memorable. They completely fucked him up. If you watch the episode, the anime, it's fucking crazy. That guy is insane, but you don't get that from the series. They completely destroyed an amazing character. Now, when the first episode starts and you just see Jet and Spike, you think, oh, this is actually pretty cool. They're bantering back and forth, playing off of each other. And I'm like, okay, maybe I was wrong. But then she shows up. She fucking shows up and ruins everything. Faye is not only in the anime a strong, independent woman who really didn't need a man, so she's already a female icon. Badass, but she was working at the casino. She knows she's very attractive, and she uses that to get what she wants. She's straight. But then here comes this whiny little fucking constantly suddenly she's fucking gay. She's not nearly as badass as Faye, her female anime counterpart. I think we all agree that John Cho, physically, his physique is amazing. For a 50-year-old dude, he's pretty fucking hot. That scene where you see Spike, training and everything, you're like, wow, I could fucking iron shit on that abs. On those abs of his, just, but Spike is supposed to be like in his 20s. So yes, John Cho is an amazing actor, but he doesn't really look. And he said something about, he studied Spike and watched Spike, how he moved and the way he would talk. But most people feel like they just didn't get Spike. Like I said, Ein, suddenly Ein's a robot. Ed, you have a character who's zany and over the top, who in the anime can have these very exaggerated expressions. Their mouth can get larger and their eyes can get larger because that's how they're drawn, but real people can't do that. So you have a person who's expected to portray that in live action. Another thing with Ed is her hair. She's got very, crazy hair. For John Cho, since Spike has very odd hair, but it looked better because it was natural. He let his hair grow out to where it's kind of like, like spikes coming from a lot of angles. But Ed's, not only is it out of control, it's an unnaturally red color. So that also doesn't translate very well in, because animes are known for having bright colored hair. You have every color under the fucking sun. You got pink, you've got purple, you got red, you've got blue. Hell, there's a fucking line in Yu Yu Hakusho, because Yusuke would always make fun of, Botan's hair color. And in one of the episodes, she runs up and says, emergency. He's like, what's the matter, Botan? They run out of your hair dye? And then, she's like, no, I got a message from Koenma. She opens the briefcase and he's like, yes, Yusuke, listen, that's Botan's natural color. It doesn't make sense to tease her, saying that her hair is naturally blue. So, with Ed having out of control hair and it's unnaturally red, not like a ginger redhead. No, this is like red. So it doesn't. It's more of a burgundy. Well, no, not burgundy. Hang on. All right, so her hair also seems to change a lot, depending on the angle. But this is Ed, very fluid, very wonky. She's, we call her Radical Ed because she is. But you can see very out, very red. If you look at Faye right over here, that red is almost the same. And then you have this bull crap that it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I love the fact that they say fans, because no fan was really expecting anything from this. In fact, we knew how it was going to end before it even came out, but everyone always, the people in Hollywood, no, if you don't like the show, you're just a bunch of white supremacist bigots who hate women and this and that. And then it comes out and it's canceled after one season. Why? Because it was exactly what the fans said it would be. And they say, oh, well, it got great numbers. It did great. No, people wanted to see how much of a fucking train wreck it was. Now, me personally, I said I would give it a chance. I watched the first 5 episodes. I'm like, okay, it's not super bad. It's still really bad, though. I'm like, I've already 5 episodes in. Let me just watch the last 5. Some people were like, I watched the first episode and I couldn't finish it because how bad it was. There are people who shill for the left wing and stuff like that, and that's what this is. And even they're like, yeah, it's bad. So when you have shills who are usually into the fucking diversity and all that bullshit, and even they're saying that it fucking sucks, it's not because we're a bunch of white supremacist bigots who hate women and blah, blah, blah. No, it's because your product is bad. So the cast should be the only ones who are devastated because the fans expected it. We didn't ask for it. We didn't want it. And when it was announced, we knew it would be a fucking shit show. It was a Cowboy B flop. Netflix devastated cast members, crew, and fans. No, let's just change. I'll fix it for you. Netflix devastated cast members and crew by canceling the highly anticipated live-action Cowboy Bebop series after only one season. Fixed it for you. November 19th, so it's only been a couple of weeks. Based on a 1998 anime cartoon. Oh my god. Are those Japanese anime cartoons that you kids are into these days? We're not going to read all of this. But they're basically like, oh god, we're so sad and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I said I would give it a chance, and I wanted to watch it. The first few minutes of the show, like I said, when I saw Spike and Jet playing off of each other, and it seemed natural for the most part, I was like, okay, maybe it's not going to be so bad. But then each episode just kept going. And I'm like, are we done yet? Are we done? Like, if you've just watched this and you've never seen the anime, go back and watch the anime now, all the way through, and you'll sit there just, holy shit, they were right. This anime is a masterpiece. That Netflix series is shit. I challenge you, go and watch it. So we're right here on Netflix, season 1. It's 26 episodes for season 1. Hero LeFou, same thing, amazing fucking episode. Mushroom Samba, fucking hilarious episode. That episode is so fucking crazy. Like, most of them are great. There are some that are obviously more memorable than others. Honky Tonk Woman. But the Real Folk Blues, and that was another thing. They didn't use that song at the end. They used the opening theme song, but the ending, is Real Folk Blues. But it's reunited with Julia. Spike plans their escape far away from the Red Dragon, now controlled by Vicious. But fate has already chosen Spike's path. Dun dun dun. 1998. So, yeah, if it's 26 episodes and they're each 24 minutes. So if you start in the morning, it should be done by the end of the day. So I challenge you, watch it. If you watched Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix series, Go back and watch this. You'll see stark difference. And then you'll just sit there wondering what the hell they did to the Netflix one. Teeter-totter, teeter-totter. Ed. I mean, Ed is loved by everyone. Just how crazy she is. And that was the other thing. They're making like freaking Ed non-binary. The character is being played by like a non-binary. But Ed clearly says in the anime, Ed's not a little boy, Ed's a little girl. But no, let's just keep fucking with characters. I can't imagine why fans are pissed off. But it shouldn't matter if they're not binary. They're established characters. That you know damn fucking well if there was a character who was gay and they were suddenly made straight, everyone would be in a fucking uproar. So why should it be any different when an established character is a boy or girl or straight or whatever? So they're making Ed like non-fucking binary. It's like, oh, I'm not a boy or a girl, but in the anime it clearly says that Ed's not a little boy, Ed's a little girl. But like I said, can't say I'm surprised. I was, in the back of my mind, I wanted it to be good because I love the anime. Every night on fucking Adult Swim, I would watch it. Or, I think it was on, not Toonami, but it was on Adult Swim. The lineup was basically like Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, FLCL, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun. What else was on there? There was something else. Yu Yu Hakusho, FLCL, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun. Was Tenchi? No, Tenchi Muyo was on Cartoon Network during the day because I think I remember watching it after school. Yeah, Inuyasha. But so I remember sometimes falling asleep early, waking up, and Cowboy Bebop being on, and me waking up to it and watching the rest of it. It's just a great show, and people wanted to like this one. We did. It's like with Death Note when that movie came out. Death Note is a masterpiece. It is such an amazing anime. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a movie, a Netflix movie. It fucking blew. It's like, how do you mess something up that badly? William Dafoe was the only redeeming quality about it, and not the character review because they completely changed his character. Just that voice. His voice is so fucking amazing. Or, Dragon Ball Evolution, same fucking thing. Oh my god, Dragon Ball! You have all this freaking source material to work with, and Dragon Ball Evolution comes out, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit? And we're making Dragon Ball for the modern age. It already is for the modern age. In fact, when you look in the show, it's more high-tech than we are, so... I mean, they've got things, little fucking capsules, like, poof, a giant fucking house can appear. So, you don't need to make it for the modern age. You're like, where's Krillin? Oh, see, we have Bulma. You can tell because one of her hairs is fucking blue. Master Roshi is nothing like fucking Master Roshi, apart from he's a fucking perv or something in the movie. Piccolo looks nothing or is nothing like Piccolo. Uzaru is now a fucking minion of Piccolo, even though the Uzaru is just what the Saiyans become in full moons. It's just, how do you mess the story up? When you have stuff like this, you have stuff like Cowboy Bebop. So Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball, Death Note, all these things with great source material. How do you fuck it up? I'm worried about the Yu Yu Hakusho one. I think it's Japanese because they showed a on-set photo of the guy playing Yusuke, but I'm worried about it. I get that it's being made in Japan, but I'm worried about it. Because it's in Japan, not everyone in Japan treats anime with the respect it deserves. So, but judging by the photo we saw, I hope there's a lot of cool CGI. Because, I mean, yes, spirit powers. there should be a lot of CGI. But as for this, we saw it coming. We tried to tell them, and they wouldn't fucking listen. We just get called racist and misogynist and all these other phobes, histonisms, and then they come out and say, "Oh yeah, it's being canceled." It's like, told you. Hang on, let me see what the thing was on Rotten Tomatoes. So we're over here at Rotten Tomatoes, and critics 46%, and a little more than half of audience. Like I said, this number with shill media, this number should be fucking 99%, 99, 100%, like it usually is. But no, even they had to admit that this fucking was bullshit. So, let's season 1. I'm guessing see some more details. Where are the reviews? Because I want to see the reviews. Details. Rate and review. Really? Episodes, no. Critics, reviews. Somewhere between affection and disappointment sits the willingness to commit. Helped along by Kano's infectious score, the dancing jazz swells alone, and that's what another thing with Cowboy Bebop, the jazz. There's a lot of jazz. Somehow the producers have managed to make a show that appears to have provoked skepticism among the original devotees without effectively inviting newcomers into the party. Whatever the cause, the chemistry feels off. If you're able to watch it with eyes unencumbered by comparison, it's a hoot. Sadly, it misses the core appeal of Cowboy Bebop, which finds its deepest resonance in a richly textured surface. In its resolute ordinariness, the main value of this new Bebop would be to drive you back to watch the old one. While it isn't nearly as bad as Netflix's Death Note adaptation, Cowboy Bebop just doesn't swing. As it stands, the live-action version is a complete waste of time, lacking any wonder in existing as an unfitting adaptation of Watanabe's classic series. Like so many adaptations before it, the live-action Cowboy Bebop series fails to justify its existence. Full review in Espanol. Cowboy Bebop isn't cringingly bad, but it's not also particularly memorable either. There's a whole lot of action, which, I mean, great, a whole lot of action. Effects-laden scenes, but it's all at the price of making its characters into people we care. But it's all at the price of making its characters into people we care about watching. Like if they were to kill off Faye in like that first season, I really wouldn't give a shit. I was not invested in any of these characters. But yeah, we got a 46% from critics, 56% from other people. It sucks. So, actually, what's over here? Let's see. Arcane, League of Legends, 100%. That's also on Netflix, I believe. Squid Game, I'm so fucking tired of hearing that. You, right there, you. 91%. Congratulations, you. Midnight Mass. Certified Fresh. Let's see. Reservation Dogs, The Chair, brand new cherry flavor, Rutherford Falls, Starstruck. That's certified fresh TV. So, but like I said, wasn't really expecting much. And now that they come out and say, yeah, there's going to be no season 2, we saw this coming. We tried to tell them, they wouldn't listen. She comes out and freaking berates fans, which is also another reason why people want to stay away, because People don't respect when actors start berating them. After we say, hey, why is her costume way different than it should be? Instead of berating them, you just come out and say, this is the reason. But no, she's sitting there like, yeah, so like we went through like 10 costumes, but it was like, you know, getting all stuck in my crevices, and it's really hard to do action scenes and stuff with that. So, sorry, you have nothing to look at. Can't imagine why people get pissed off about that kind of shit. You just come out and say, yeah, you know, we actually tried a few costumes. We tried that kind of costume, and it didn't work. Don't be a fucking bitch about it. And that's why we all made a video saying, bullshit. Bullshit. But, yeah, that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think. I know some of you watched it and you liked it. Some of you, most of us, I mean, I just showed Rotten Tomatoes, so most of us, even critics, didn't fucking like this shit. So, if you liked it, great, fantastic. Sorry you're not getting a season 2. But for the rest of us who saw this shit coming, fucking Helen Keller could have seen this shit coming a mile away. We saw it. We gave it a chance. It sucked. They say it was a project of passion and all that. No. They bastardized every fucking beloved character in that fucking show. Vicious was a crying fucking whiny baby the entire goddamn time. Faye was just, I'm not gonna shut my mouth for one goddamn second. Ein's a fucking robot. Someone like Ed, who doesn't translate well, we got that. Julia, who wasn't even really in the show for most of it. So, if you like the show, sorry you're not getting a season 2. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.